Hey guys, in this video I wanted to tell you all what is in today's Fortnite Battle Royale update. If you enjoyed this video, please do remember to give it a like rating and subscribe if you would like to see more. I post Fortnite videos pretty much every single day on this channel. Getting right into this update, we have the addition of the Tactical Assault Rifle. It is available in rare, epic, and legendary variants from floor loot, chests, supply drops, and vending machines. It's fully automatic with a 30 round mag. It has a headshot multiplier of 1.75. Deals 22, 23, and 24 damage, or 38, 40, and 42 headshot damage, just depending on the rarity. The description reads, it has a tight spread in close quarters, but is less effective at long range when compared to other assault rifles. I do not understand the purpose of this weapon. From the get-go, I think it would have to have a very high fire rate, and we'll get to that in a bit, to actually compete with the suppressed SMG. Just the way it reads, I feel like it sounds like a less effective suppressed SMG, unless it shoots much faster or is much more accurate. But the suppressed SMG is already very accurate enough for those close range fights. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to use this weapon. I'm actually really excited to get in game and try it. It's nice that it is available in the blue variant, so it'll spawn a bit more frequently than when they just added like a purple and gold weapon. But as it is now, my initial reaction to it is that I'll probably end up favoring the suppressed SMG. The Baller got reduced health from 200 to 150. I think this is a great change. It's not a massive nerf, but I think any nerf to the Baller is a good thing. It's an absurdly powerful vehicle, and I don't think people should be able to rotate for free without the fear of taking damage and without using their material. Just gives that player that's camping in the Baller just a huge advantage, and it ultimately just gets to the point where if players want to compete, they're all going to be sitting in Ballers, and you see that's how competitive has gone. So I think nerfing the Baller is ultimately a good thing until it is eventually removed. Hopefully one day we can pray and that will happen. The drum gun was nerfed. It had reduced base damage from 26 and 27 to 22 and 23 depending on the rarity. This is going to put it at 44 headshot for the green one and 46 headshot for the blue one. I'm actually really excited to see this because I feel like the suppressed SMG is going to be the way to go. Before I get into what else I want to talk about, they vaulted the Compact SMG and said, due to the recent addition of the drum gun and the brand new Tactical Assault Rifle, we wanted to reduce the availability of high fire rate weapons. So I'm assuming that the TAC Assault Rifle is going to somewhat compete with the suppressed SMG and be viable in some way. Maybe it'll shoot very fast. Because with the drum gun being nerfed and with the Compact SMG being gone, I think the suppressed SMG will be the way to go. 22 damage is pretty weak, and 44 headshot, it gets the job done, but for the drum gun's fire rate, that's just not enough. The other SMGs shot faster than the drum gun, so they could get away with less damage and still be very good weapons, but I feel like the drum gun is just going to be good for spray now. If you want to break down builds, it'll be good for that, but if you want a gun that's actually good at killing people when you hit your shots, I think the suppressed SMG will be a better option. Also, with the recent update that made the combat shotgun more consistent, and the drum gun nerf, I think the game will go back to being shotgun SMG. I think the combat shotgun is actually really good once people get used to it and give it a chance. I think they'll start to like it, at least I have. And the suppressed SMG I think will be the way to go. So we should see a shift back to a somewhat more normal Fortnite. I don't think the drum gun will be the best weapon in the game. We'll have to see. 50 rounds in the mag is still really good. But just for me personally, I think if you hit your shots, if you have good aim, you're going to be able to put that drum gun player down pretty easily. Whereas, or not easily, but you're going to have a better chance versus them than you would if you were using these shotguns and other SMGs. So we'll have to see. This is actually a pretty impactful update in that aspect. The slipstream no longer blocks building, and players in the slipstream will break builds. That's excellent. Slipstreams are also disabled after Storm Phase 5. That's also excellent. I would actually like to see this happen earlier in the game, maybe after Zone 2. That way people can use it for rotation, that way they're not screwed by the storm, but it doesn't just create a game where players are constantly in slipstreams, because I feel like that's how the game is now. But we'll see. I'm happy that they're willing to disable it after certain storm phases, and maybe we'll see improvements made throughout the course of the game. One last change I wanted to talk about is a performance improvement. Improvements made to level streaming performance on all platforms. This will reduce the cases of buildings not loading in. Very, very happy about this because the buildings have not been loading in at Mega Mall or Loot Lake or Neo Tilted. So I really haven't been able to go to any of those locations that often. So with this change, hopefully the buildings load and I can actually go to the Mega Mall. I've actually really liked that location. Aside from the slipstream, I think it is a good location. And I think Loot Lake might end up being one of my favorite locations in this season. It kind of reminds me of Dusty Divot, which if you watch my streams a lot, you know is one of my favorite locations. But that's it for this update. Pretty big changes. It doesn't seem like anything massive, but I think the way people play the game and the weapons players are using will be different. We'll have to see with the TAC AR, but if it's not that great, the suppressed SMG will probably be the way to go. And if you haven't used the combat shotgun recently, I definitely recommend giving it another chance. Might make a video on how I like to use that gun in a few days, a day or two. But that's it for this. If you guys found it helpful, remember to like, subscribe, all those things, and I'll see you guys another time. Thanks for watching.